every country on the African continent was impacted by something significant. The people want to see that. The people want to be a part of your culture, want to learn about your people, learn how you cook, learn how you speak. The people want that.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction.
Yes.
Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell,
because we're on the road to 100K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Ghana versus Tanzania. Ghana, once an African success story built on gold, oil, and cocoa, used its natural resources to drive strong economic growth in the early years of the 21st century. It achieved the Millennium Development Goal of halving poverty rates by 2015, and it was held as a model of political stability following peaceful elections.
Hold on. I gotta make this mention. If you ain't woke yet, bro, wake up. This country was built off of gold, oil, and cocoa. Chocolate. You hear me?
Yes.
Come on, man. It's simple.
Ghana, all the way to the east side of the African map, lies Tanzania, an African nation known for its famous national parks and natural attractions. Tanzania has had over 20 years of consistent economic growth, eventually resulting in the country's transition from low-income to lower-middle-income status. Ghana is a fast-developing country for sure, and in this video, it shall be going up against Tanzania in various comparison points starting with their economy.
Okay.
Ghana's economic growth has been slowing over the last 5 years, but it was expected to pick up in 2021. Over the same 5 years, the expansion of economic freedom has resumed its upward trend. Ghana was dubbed the world's fastest growing economy in 2019, with terms like skyrocketing used to describe its expansion. Ghana experienced a complete transformation in 3 decades. According to the World Bank, the country had also consistently ranked in the top 3 African countries for freedom of expression and press freedom. All of these achievements are the result of good governance and a shift towards sustainable development. On the other hand, Tanzania's economy had gradually recovered.
Yes, all of these transitions was made off of good government. You can't go wrong with that. Good government, good leadership, great communication, you know what I'm saying? And believing in the people.
Yeah.
100%.
Because at the end of the day, the country is for the people.
Right.
Okay?
Right. And
you gotta do what's in the best interest of the people.
Right. And when they vote and y'all listen, they get what they want.
Let's work together.
Not against.
In the third quarter of 2021, with hospitality, mining, and electricity sectors leading the way. Leading indicators such as cement production, electricity generation, private sector credit, goods and services export, non-fuel good imports, telecommunications, mobility, and tourist arrivals all improved in 2021. Despite the fact that activities in most sectors remain below pre-pandemic levels. Taking another look at Ghana's economy, Ghana has been long known as one of the world's largest cocoa producers, but Ghana's growth is now being fueled by a different commodity, which is oil. Ghana's economy has risen to the top of the GDP growth tables as a result of increased crude production and rising prices. According to the IMF, GDP will rise from 8.8% this year, more than double the rate of emerging economies as a whole, and well ahead of global growth. While Ghana's prosperity is closely linked to the oil market, it remains one of the world's largest exporters of gold and cocoa, which is still a significant export product. In the case of Tanzania, Tanzania's main exports include gold, coffee, cashew nuts, and cotton. Gold is by far the most profitable of these, accounting for more than 2/3 of the country's export earnings in the
Now that is why they compared the two. At first, I was like, I've never heard of Ghana and Tanzania. Wait, yeah, because sometimes I call it Tanzania.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Tanzania, being compared to each other. So that is why, like, they're so similar. I never knew that.
Especially with the cocoa, and then I believe this. She said walnuts.
Yeah,
Walnuts. They have a lot of nuts. Type of resources, and cotton was new.
Yeah,
cotton was very much new. The
cotton.
gold was in comparison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She didn't mention anything about oil.
Okay, that's a difference.
That's the only thing that was kind of off. Though.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything else is similar.
early 2000s. Agriculture is critical to achieving its socio-economic development goals, which are well articulated in the Second Agriculture Sector Development Program. Agriculture and related value chains account for 2/3 of all jobs, 3/4 of which are for the poor. So the sector is critical to creating more and better jobs at scale and significantly reducing poverty. Looking at the economic evaluation of both countries, Ghana has a larger and more stable economy, but that of Tanzania is on a rapid rise than that of Ghana, giving Tanzania 1 point in order of economic growth.
Okay.
And tourism, did she mention tourism at all? Tourism is helping Ghana as well. So,
100%.
So I wonder what's today's stats on that looks like, because we all know
Ghana,
the return to Africa movement.
Ghana has had a lot of visits from a lot of celebrities from America.
Yeah. Not just America, all
you're
over.
right. Well, I only speak of it because I know like people I know,
here.
Meek Mill, Steve Harvey, and just so many other people.
Yeah.
But I don't know too many who went to Tanzania.
Yeah. It doesn't really get talked about as much like in our circles.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I hope they mention it.
Zanzibar is beautiful. So
now let's take
we eyeing it.
Come on, man. We eyeing
a look
it
at their infrastructure. Infrastructure contributed slightly more than 1 percentage point to Ghana's annual per capita GDP growth. When compared to other African low-income countries, Ghana has a more advanced infrastructure platform. The country's rural water, electricity, and GSM signal coverage levels are impressive. The majority of the road network is in good or fair condition. Institutional reforms have been implemented in the sectors of ICT, ports, roads, and water supply. Ghana's most pressing problems are in the power sector, where outdated transmission and distribution assets, rapid demand growth, and periodic hydrological shocks have left the country reliant on high-cost oil-based generation. As for Tanzania, infrastructure contributed 1.3 percentage points to Tanzania's annual per capita GDP growth. Tanzania has made significant progress in reforming its roads and improving the road network's quality. The country has also made significant progress in ICT networks and has one of Africa's most competitive domestic air transport sectors. Tanzania's most serious infrastructure challenge is in the power sector. Despite recent significant improvement in pricing and operational performance, inefficiency continues to consume approximately 1.4% of GDP. Furthermore, because of its reliance on hydropower, the sector is vulnerable to climate change. In terms of infrastructure, Tanzania has an annual funding gap of $0.7 billion per year, while Ghana's annual infrastructure funding gap is about $0.4 billion per year, making Ghana the leader when it comes to infrastructure. In conclusion, Tanzania has a lot of catching up to do in order to meet up with Ghana's present infrastructure level.
Yeah, and wait, she said Ghana has a lot of work. No, Ghana is good. She said Tanzania has a lot of work.
Yeah, Tanzania.
And I feel like they're doing that. You know what I'm saying? From what she just told us, I would personally, I didn't know we was keeping score. So I would give them both a point. You know what I'm saying? For their thrive, their hard work, and if one has already did it, and you know the other one's going to do it because they're on the rise to doing it. So I just could
but in the other category, she was saying that Tanzania is like at a steady pace of rising.
They're rising. They're rising.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
Moving on to the next, let's take a look at the geography. Ghana's topography consists mainly of low plains, but its south-central area does have a small plateau. Ghana is also home to Lake Volta, the world's largest artificial lake. Because Ghana is only a few degrees north of the equator, its climate is considered tropical. It has a wet and dry season, but is mainly warm and dry in the southeast, hot and humid in the southwest, and hot and dry in the north. Tanzania is almost 3 times the size of Ghana, and it is made up of the mainland as well as the major islands of Zanzibar, Poem, and Mafia. The coast is protected by a coral reef, and there is a large central plateau with grasslands and mountain ranges, including Mount Kilimanjaro in the north. Africa's highest peak at 5,895 meters. The Great Rift Valley, which runs through the country's center, is home to numerous lakes. The country borders Lake Victoria in the north and Lake Tanganyika in the west. Tanzania's climate varies from tropical to subtropical, with high temperatures and humidity along the coast and on the islands. From June to September, average daytime temperatures are 23 degrees Celsius, and from December to March, they are 27 degrees Celsius. Our next point would be demographics.
All I heard was that they hot and dry in the north, and then they hot and humid in the south.
Yeah.
It's not like what I like, a little tropical weather going on
Yeah.
there.
So, but Tanzania seems like it's more like of the same.
Mm-hmm.
The same with Ghana as well, though. So it seems like, I don't know, any place that don't get cold and I don't have to worry about a lot of rain.
Yeah, it's just wet and dry.
It's good with me.
Yeah.
But how are y'all wet seasons? Rainy seasons. I call it wet. Rainy seasons. How is it? Like, is it a lot of flooding?
Right.
Like, let us know.
Ghana's demography describes the state and distribution of the country's population. Ghana had a population of over 31 million people in 2020, with approximately 15 million females and 16 million males. This represented a 2.13% increase over 2019. Furthermore, the country's urban areas are more densely populated than rural ones. On the other hand, Tanzania is growing at a rapid pace. The country's population was estimated to be at 59.73 million at the end of 2021 and is expected to reach 282.67 million by the end of the century. Tanzania's population is currently growing at a 2.98% annual rate. Tanzania has a high fertility rate of 4.8 births per woman and a high birth rate of 36.2 children per 1,000 people. Unfortunately, Tanzania's rapidly growing population means high levels of poverty and also income inequality. In Ghana, the majority of households have at least one child under the age of 18, followed by those with at least one female between the ages of 15 and 49. Children under the age of 18 are most often raised by both parents.
That's good.
More than 60% of rural households in Ghana own agricultural land, indicating that agriculture plays an important.
2-parent household is good, y'all. Don't try. If y'all got something together, y'all work through it. 2-parent
Everything can't be worked through because some people. Why you did that?
You're right. Everything can't be worked through. But I'm talking to the people who are trying.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, baby.
No, go ahead, baby. Good. You good.
No, I just don't want someone to see us being a happily married couple and, they're in a toxic situation
right.
and you're telling them to work through it. Every
right.
situation is not meant to be
course.
worked through if it's toxic.
100%. I agree with that. 1,000%. But from what I've seen, a lot of homes are single parent.
Yeah.
So, if it comes down to it, if it's toxic, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But when there's a mutual understanding, don't attack each other. Attack the problem.
Right.
So y'all can grow and develop together. So y'all can have that, that lifestyle like that.
Yeah. But that's not Life with Them channel. If you want more of that, go there to Family Channel.
Yeah, I just felt some type of when she said 18 years old and she usually has both parents.
Yeah,
What I'm
and
that's
I
good.
love that.
That's good.
And I commend Ghana for that.
Yes, big facts.
I
big
love
facts.
that. 2-parent households. We both had, moms who were single at one point.
Right.
So, so we know what that's like. But we love 2-parent households.
Yeah, we'll talk about it now.
Yeah.
Important role in ensuring food security for families. In terms of communication, radio and television are two of the most popular ways for most households to stay informed. The international poverty rate in Ghana is expected to reach 11.3% in 2022, while the lower middle income poverty rate is estimated to be 26.7%. On the other side, Tanzania had a low median age of 18 years in 2020, in addition to a growing population, and over 60% of Tanzanians are under the age of 25. As a matter of fact, Tanzania, like most African countries, had a high child dependency ratio. Furthermore, according to National Poverty Line, 1 in every 4 Tanzanians will be poor in 2022. From 35.7% in 2000, the poverty headcount ratio has gradually decreased. Despite Tanzania having one of the fastest growing economies in Africa, progress is still subject to economic shocks. As a result, with the poverty line set at $1.90 per day, over 29 million Tanzanians, or roughly half of the population, are extremely poor. Quality of life. Living in Ghana.
And this is what I love about Ghana, though. We live in a social media age.
Yeah.
We live in a time where regular, everyday people has influence. Enough influence to sell out restaurants. If we could sell out restaurants, don't you think we can boost economic growth through tourism? Y'all see how on our channel we love learning about different cultures? Imagine if each country around the world, but we're talking about the African continent.
Right.
Imagine if they focus on building up the tourism. Every country on the African continent was impacted by something significant. The people want to see that. The people want to be a part of your culture, want to learn about your people, learn how you cook, learn how you speak. The people want that.
Yeah.
Build up your tourism industry. That's the quick ticket out of poverty.
That is a quick ticket. And another thing is, she mentioned that they are poor. They may not have everything, but I really do believe they are rich mentally. Because you can see the grind is still there. You can see from the creativity. We have seen videos to the point where people was making things from the filth and the dirt and newspapers and old slippers that they was creating to sell for millions across the continents. You feel me? So they're rich mentally.
Yes,
they just need a little more
things
the
resources
in their hands so they can really push whatever they're believing in to do.
Right, the resources. Like, I want to know what a day is like in Ghana, a day in Tanzania. I want to know what that is like. Regardless if, some people may say, oh, it's not like a year. Like, I remember telling y'all how I ran across this video and a lady was like, Ghana wasn't what I thought it would, how y'all hyped it up to be. She went there with Europe in mind. If you want to go to another place, go to that place. But you can't, like, it's a vacation, but it's not like
it's not what I'm used to.
Right. And
type of attitude.
And that's why I don't like when people try to say Africa doesn't have all of these things, and that's why we showcase it so much on the channel. Africa has the luxury resorts, the villas, the clear kayak pictures, and all of that. They have that.
Yeah.
I just think that if they just develop the tourism across the continent, man, like we want it. It don't have to be what we're used to in the United States and Canada and
different is good. Different is good all the time.
Man, Ghana hit it on the nail.
Yeah.
And it don't even have to be the movement that Ghana did, with the return to Africa. It don't have to be that. Although that healed a lot. It did heal a lot. We want to see Tanzania. We want to see Congo. We want to see Zimbabwe, Zambia, Namibia. We want to see that. We want to see that. That's my rant for the day.
Is a one-of-a-kind experience. And despite the lack of local state-run public transportation and other modern Western conveniences, the country more than compensates with charm, friendliness, and originality.
They have the personality to generate people and let them feel love back. You feel me? Because I know people gonna love on them when they get there. So they're not coming at you with a poverty mindset. Like I said, they have rich mindsets. They know what they're worth. They know how to work hard. They know how to put themselves in positions to want to be successful. They just don't have all the resources that's needed.
Right. Another thing. How can a country that has a low GDP
thing, yeah.
How can they have successful marriages? How can all of their family, although they deal with regular family stuff, all of their family still sticks together?
Yeah.
But let's say here in the United States, not just the United States apparently, but let's say here, like, well, no, I can't really say that because we are a part of the generation that has, I forgot what the statistics read, but the most 2-parent households in the last couple generations or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So we're growing, we're changing the narrative. I like that.
I'm proud.
Millennials.
I'm proud of that.
But yes,
for real.
But you know, we deal with like the family culture dynamic is different. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah,
and I keep ranting. I'm gonna shut up.
It is the ideal place for those looking for unique experiences and a new perspective on the world. It is extremely laid back and welcoming. Saturday night is a quiet night in Accra, Ghana's capital, possibly because many people leave the city on the weekends.
Oh.
More intriguingly, the weekend in Ghana appears to begin on Wednesday night, with beach parties, club nights, live music evenings, and art openings all taking place during the week, ensuring that there's always something to check out. Moving on to Tanzania. Despite its wealth of natural resources, Tanzania has faced a number of severe social issues, including poverty and inequality. For foreigners arriving from wealthy nations, the extreme poverty in which many Tanzanians live is frequently the most significant source of culture shock. Tanzania's standard of living is extremely low when compared to Western countries, and even more developed African countries, such as South Africa, are extremely expensive in comparison. The nature's healthcare facilities are severely understaffed and under-equipped. In conclusion, Ghana offers a better and safer cost of living, as it turns out to be developed than Tanzania.
That makes sense.
So, what are your thoughts on both countries? Is Tanzania capable of outperforming Ghana? Please let us know in the comment section below.
But she did mention Tanzania did have a very nightlife that was calm.
That was Ghana.
Shoot. I was trying for y'all, Tanzania. I was trying. But overall, I feel both locations are beautiful. They have great things about them. Though one may be more developed than the other, that does not knock the other one out the park.
Right.
You guys still have a lot going on. And I rated both a 10 out of 10.
Right. We done saw the people in Zanzibar.
In Zanzibar?
Yeah, and fell in love with it. You know, so, and y'all know we love us some Ghana.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, we don't really have any comments about who we think is gonna grow or better or whatever. Yeah. We don't have no comments about that.
I think this video was more thanks for the supporters and our family who sent us in, who recommended it to us. But I think this video does open the eyes to people to just give them a insight of how they're operating, because some people may visit and not know that they're still developing. They may not know that coconuts and gold and oil is the main resources, so you can possibly go invest into that. Or the same for Tanzania, you can go invest into their resources. You know, and just a lot of cool things about them. Just got to pull the positive out of stuff.
Right, exactly. And y'all know that's what we all about over here on the channel. Positive vibes only.
Yes.
All right, so we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request forms in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.